Rod Stewart, the name that echoes through decades of music, love, and fame. The man with the raspy voice that defined generations. The rock star who made the world sing along to Maggie May and Sailing. But behind the glittering stage lights and endless ovations lies a story that few truly know. At 80, the tragedy of Rod Stewart is beyond heartbreaking. Born in London. In 1945, Rod's journey was never as glamorous as his music videos made it seem. He was the youngest of 5 children in a working-class Scottish family, a dreamer with a soccer ball in one hand and a microphone in the other. His early life was a mix of struggle and determination, fighting his way through clubs and bars before the world ever knew his name. But the price of fame, for Rod, would be far greater than he ever imagined. When his career exploded in the 1970s, he became one of the biggest rock icons on earth. He had the cars, the mansions, the women, the fame. But beneath the flashy suits and wild hair was a man who constantly battled loneliness. Rod once admitted that the spotlight could be the brightest and the darkest place at the same time. He said, "When the crowd goes home, you realize how quiet the world really is." And that silence often hurt more than any tabloid rumor. The tragedy deepened as he struggled with heartbreaks that shaped his life. Known for his high-profile relationships, Rod's love life was as famous as his music. But behind the headlines were real emotions, real pain, and real loss. He married several times and had 8 children, yet he once confessed that he didn't always get fatherhood right. The constant touring, the fame, and the chaos of the rock star lifestyle created distance between him and some of his children. Rod later spoke about regret, saying that if he could go back, he would spend less time on the road and more time with family. But time doesn't turn back, and that truth haunts him even now. Then came the health battles that shook him to his core. In 2000, Rod was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. For a man whose voice was his life, the news was devastating. The surgery that saved his life also threatened his career. He feared he might never sing again. He described the recovery as one of the darkest times of his life. He had to relearn how to sing, note by note, word by word. But Rod didn't give up. His comeback was a testament to his spirit, yet the scars of that battle never truly faded. Years later, he faced another blow, a secret he kept for years. In 2019, he revealed that he had been fighting prostate cancer in silence. Even while smiling on stage, he was fighting a war within his own body. He later told fans that early detection saved his life, urging men around the world to get tested. But the emotional toll was heavy. He said, "It makes you appreciate every day because you don't know how many you have left." At 80, the tragedy of Rod Stewart isn't just about illness. It's about everything he's lost along the way. Friends gone too soon, loves that slipped away, and the unspoken burden of fame. The older he gets, the more he reflects on the people who helped shape him. He still talks about losing Jeff Beck, the guitar legend who helped launch his career, calling it like losing a brother. And the weight of time only grows heavier with each passing year. Rod has always been larger than life, but even legends feel the fragility of time. He's spoken about the pain of aging, saying, "You look in the mirror and see the same spirit, but the body tells a different story." Still, he keeps going. He still performs, still sings, still smiles for the fans who've stood by him through it all. Because for Rod, Music isn't just his job, it's his lifeline. It's what keeps him alive. Yet behind the scenes, he's a man who has faced quiet heartbreaks that the world rarely sees. He lost close friends, faced marital struggles, and endured the kind of emotional battles that fame can never protect you from. He's spoken openly about his faith, saying that it's the one thing that keeps him grounded through the chaos. But even faith doesn't erase the pain of watching the years slip away. Rod once said, "I've lived 1,000,000 lives, but every one of them came with a cost." And that's the truth behind his tragedy. The cost of greatness, the weight of legacy, the pain of outliving so many of the people he loved. Yet despite it all, he continues to shine. His smile may hide the sadness, but his spirit still burns bright. The world sees the icon, the rock star, the legend. But deep down, he's still that boy from London who dreamed of singing his heart out. And even at 80, he's still doing just that, singing through the pain, singing through the memories, singing because that's the only way he knows to heal. The tragedy of Rod Stewart is beyond heartbreaking, but his strength is beyond inspiring. Because through every loss, every scar, every song, he reminds us that even when life breaks you, you can still rise and sing. As Rod Stewart's story continues, the layers of his life reveal even more depth, pain, and resilience than the world could imagine. Behind the fame and the stage lights lies a man who's learned the true meaning of survival. He often says that growing old isn't about losing youth, it's about gaining perspective. At 80, Rod has faced more than most could endure, yet he still finds reasons to smile. One of his greatest strengths has always been his love for family. Though fame once created distance, time has given him the chance to rebuild those bonds. He's closer than ever to his children now, cherishing every moment he gets with them. He calls them his greatest hits, a beautiful reminder that love lasts longer than any song on the charts. But even in his joy, there's a quiet sadness that never leaves. He's admitted that watching his loved ones age, seeing friends pass away, and feeling his own body slow down has been one of the hardest parts of his journey. "You start to realize that you're not invincible," he said. "You've got to make every day count." And that's exactly what he does. Rod still performs around the world, not for the money, but for the magic of connection. When he steps on stage, the years melt away. The cheers remind him that his music still matters, that his story still touches hearts. But when the lights dim, he returns to his quiet moments, reflecting, remembering, and giving thanks for a life that has been both a blessing and a burden. He's faced betrayals, public scrutiny, and health challenges that would break most people. Yet he continues to carry himself with grace and humor. Rod often jokes that his secret to longevity is laughter, music, and a bit of trouble. But beneath the humor lies a man who's seen the fragility of life up close. Losing friends, like Ronnie Lane and Face's bandmates, left him with a hole in his heart that no amount of fame could fill. He's said, "When you get to my age, you start counting memories, not years." That sentence alone speaks volumes about his soul. Still, Rod Stewart refuses to be defined by tragedy. He turns his pain into purpose, using his voice to support cancer awareness and men's health causes, hoping to save others from the battles. He fought in silence. He's become a symbol of strength for millions who've faced illness and fear but still choose to keep going. His legacy is no longer just about his music. It's about his humanity. The world may remember him as the rock star with the raspy voice, but his true fans know he's much more than that. He's a survivor, a fighter, and a man who's proven that even when life breaks you down, you can still rise again with a song in your heart. And as he turns 80, Rod Stewart's story remains a beautiful reminder that time may steal youth, but it can never steal passion. His life has been a symphony of triumphs and tears, but through it all, his spirit remains unshakable. Because the tragedy of Rod Stewart isn't just about pain, it's about perseverance, love, and the courage to keep singing when the world grows silent. As Rod Stewart reaches 80, his journey stands as a powerful testament to endurance, love, and the cost of fame. Behind the legendary voice and timeless hits lies a man who has faced heartbreak, illness, and the weight of time. Rod has survived thyroid and prostate cancer, public scrutiny, and the emotional toll of fame. Yet, he continues to perform, driven by his passion for music and his love for the people who've supported him through every chapter. He once said, "Music saved my life, and it still does." Though he's faced deep losses, from broken relationships to the deaths of close friends, he's learned to turn pain into purpose. He's now a dedicated advocate for cancer awareness, using his story to inspire others to seek help and never give up. His greatest joy comes from family, the children he calls his greatest hits. At 80, he no longer chases fame, he chases meaning. He's a man who's learned that even legends grow old, but true legends never fade. The tragedy of Rod Stewart is beyond heartbreaking, yet his strength and spirit remain unbreakable. At 80, Rod Stewart's life is a powerful mix of triumph, pain, and perseverance. Behind the rock star image lies a man who has faced cancer, heartbreak, and the weight of fame with remarkable strength. He's fought thyroid and prostate cancer, rebuilt his family bonds, and learned to cherish every moment with those he loves most. Rod calls his children his greatest hits, a reflection of his growth and gratitude. Though he's lost friends and faced the reality of aging, his spirit remains unbroken. He still performs with the same passion that made the world fall in love with him decades ago. Rod's story teaches that even when life brings pain, hope can still sing. His tragedy is heartbreaking, but his strength inspires millions around the world. If you've been touched by his journey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more untold celebrity stories.